Jesus. The witness will suspend. The committee will come to order. Capitol Police are asked to remove the individuals from the hearing room. Members of the audience are reminded disruptions will not be tolerated.
Ladies and gentlemen, patriots across this great land, welcome back to Right View Nation. And today, we've got a story that will make your blood boil and your spirit roar with pride. Because once again, the left has shown its true face, loud, entitled, and absolutely allergic to the rule of law. Now picture this. A U.S. Senate hearing is underway. Important topics on the table. We're talking about the Health and Human Services budget. We're talking about lowering drug prices, fighting addiction, fixing a broken healthcare system. Real issues that matter to real Americans like you and me. And what happens? Ben Cohen, yes, that Ben, the co-founder of Ben & Jerry's, the same guy who has made millions selling overpriced woke ice cream, decides it's a great time to hijack the hearing, stand up, and scream like an unhinged protester straight out of a Berkeley coffee shop. This wasn't just some random moment, folks. This was a full-on temper tantrum by a liberal millionaire who thinks being rich and woke gives him the right to disrupt our government process. Newsflash, Ben. You don't get to silence democracy just because you don't like what's being said. This man and his little activist group thought they could derail a serious Senate hearing, while the Secretary of HHS was laying out a budget designed to make America healthier, stronger, and safer. They didn't care. Because when it comes to the radical left, it's always about them. Always about their outrage, their agenda, their noise. But you know what I loved about this? The Capitol Police didn't play games. They didn't coddle. They didn't negotiate. They dragged those agitators out, and rightfully so. It was a made-for-C-SPAN moment, all right. But for us on the right, it was a moment of clarity. A moment that showed just how far off the rails these liberal elites have gone.
Lowest drug prices in the world, as between Europe and the United States. And I also know that he doesn't care how we get there. That's where he wants Americans to be. And he said, I don't know how many times since I've been involved with him, but that we shouldn't be be able to go to London and buy GLP for $88 that in this country costs us $1,300. And I know it's something that you've been talking about for many years. I look forward to working with you on legislation or any way that we can to get there. Thank you, Chairman Cassidy and Senator Sanders. I'm honored to be before you today to present the Department of Health and Human Services fiscal year 2026 budget. Debilitating disease, contaminated food, toxic environments, addiction, and mental illness affect Americans across every race, class, and political belief. When my team and I took the helm at HHS, we set out with clear goals. First, we aim to make America healthy again with a special focus on the chronic disease epidemic. Second, we committed to delivering more efficient, responsive, and effective service to over 100 million Americans who rely on Medicare, Medicaid, and other programs. Third, we focus on achieving these goals while cutting costs for taxpayers. We intend to do more, a lot more, with less. The budget I'm presenting today supports these goals and reflects...
Jesus. The witness will suspend. The committee will come to order. Capitol Police are asked to remove the individuals from the hearing room. Members of the audience are reminded disruptions will not be tolerated. Members of the audience are reminded disruptions will not be permitted while the committee conducts its business. Capitol Police are asked to remove the individuals from the hearing room. That was a made-for-C-SPAN moment. The Secretary will resume.
The budget...
Just a second, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Secretary, let's get the doors closed and The ruckus just totally cleared. Got it. Okay, and we thank the Capitol Police for working with due diligence. Thank you very much. Mr. Secretary, please resume.
The budget I'm
Excuse me, Mr.
presenting.
Secretary, will you
Sorry.
reset the clock? The clock's been running. Whatever it would be. Okay, please.
All right. The budget I'm presenting today supports those goals and reflects two enduring American values: compassion and responsibility. I invite the committee to unite around these ideals with me. The United States remains the sickest developed nation in the world, and we spend $4.5 trillion annually on health care, 2 to 3 times more per capita than comparable nations. Clearly, something is structurally and systemically wrong with this system. Furthermore, healthcare costs are steadily increasing at a rate of 2% greater than the economy. If we don't staunch this unsustainable hemorrhage, we will ransom our children to bankruptcy, servitude, and disastrous health consequences. Yes, an exploding debt is a social determinant of health. We won't solve this problem by throwing more money at it. We must spend smarter. We will shift funding away from bureaucracy and toward direct impact. Some things at HHS will not change. We will preserve legacy programs like Medicare, Medicaid, and Head Start as the foundation of the MAHA agenda. Vulnerable populations, seniors, and veterans deserve consistent access to care, and I will ensure that they receive it. Today, 83 million Americans, urban and rural, lack adequate access to primary care physicians. We will prioritize these families, especially Native American and Alaskan communities. We will protect IHS funding, streamline its operations, and give the tribes more autonomy in managing their resources. Let me be clear, we intend to make the Trump HHS not just the most effective, but also the most compassionate in U.S. history. Our official budget statement outlines many priorities, but I want to highlight a few. First, we will consolidate programs to better tackle mental health and addiction. These issues now rival chronic disease in their impact. HHS will aggressively combat the opioid crisis, especially the spread of synthetic drugs like fentanyl.
Now let's not forget why this hearing was important in the first place. The Trump-aligned Secretary of HHS was breaking down a bold vision, cutting bureaucratic waste, delivering smarter health care, and protecting vulnerable Americans, especially our veterans and rural families. We're talking about tackling mental illness and fentanyl addiction, giving Native American communities more healthcare autonomy, fighting the insane inflation of drug prices, where a treatment that costs $88 in London costs over $1,300 here in America. And guess what? President Trump saw that problem and said enough. He doesn't care how it gets fixed, as long as the American people stop getting ripped off by Big Pharma. That's leadership, folks. But did Ben Cohen want to talk about that? No. Did he care about seniors who can't afford insulin? No. Did he care about veterans suffering from PTSD? Nope. All he cared about was making a scene and virtue signaling to his leftist fan base. That's the liberal playbook. Never solve problems, just shout about them until someone else does the work. Let me be crystal clear. We will not let radicals like Ben Cohen hijack our system. We will not let billionaires in tie-dye shirts shut down discussions that impact millions of Americans. And we certainly won't let the woke mob bully their way through Capitol Hill. This is about order, respect, and responsibility, American values that the left tramples on every single day. We on the right stand for more than empty slogans and noisy stunts. We stand for results. We stand for restoring sanity to Washington. We stand for healthcare that works. Not more waste, not more bureaucrats, not more screaming socialists with ice cream empires. Ben Cohen wanted to make a scene? Well, guess what, Ben? The only thing you made was a fool of yourself. And America watched. So here's the takeaway, my fellow patriots. Stay loud, stay proud, and stay informed. Because the left isn't just wrong, they're reckless. They'll protest anything that smells like common sense. But we build, we protect, and we lead. This November, let's vote like our healthcare, our freedom, and our dignity depend on it, because they do. Thank you for watching Right View Nation. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment below with one word to describe Ben Cohen's embarrassing outburst. I'll go first, pathetic. Until next time, stay bold, stay free, and stay right.